Hello everybody and welcome to today's live. Today's question is, how do I feel less overwhelmed? So the question that we're going to be looking at today is this idea of, a lot of people have said to me, I feel so overwhelmed. How do I feel less overwhelmed? So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. But I wanted to kind of talk about it in a roundabout way because I want to give a shout out in today's video to a few amazing people in my life, and there's a reason for that. So every couple of months, what I do after doing one of my Heal Your Life courses, I have a reunion family dinner. And we had one of those last night, and I just wanted to give a shout out to the girls that came because we ended up having the most amazing evening. And I really wanted to extend my gratitude to them because, I'm totally #blessed to have you guys in my life. And what came up for me was two things, and I thought that it's very interesting that those two things that came up for me last night would be the answer to the question of why and how can one be less overwhelmed in life. So the first thing that I wanted to do is acknowledge a particular person that came to the dinner last night, and we were talking, and I wanted to acknowledge the courage that person has. And why do I want to acknowledge that? Because often what we do with our friends is that we keep things bottled up inside of us, and what we do is we don't express and we don't share what is actually going on inside of our heart. So very often in any type of communication, we misunderstand what the other person is saying, what the other person is going through, and we're seeing the communication through the space of that which is going on within us. And it's very, very hard sometimes, especially when we're in the space of hurt and upset, to actually approach the person and to speak to the person about what was going on. But what happened was we had a miscommunication, and there was so much courage and vulnerability when we got together and we spoke about what was actually going on. And it reminded me that one of the reasons why we feel so overwhelmed sometimes in our life is because we're so caught up in our head, and we're so caught up in the expectations of how we think our lives should be going, and how we think our conversations should be going, and how we think people should be treating us, and the expectations around all the shoulds. So what I wanted to say today is I wanted to one, acknowledge this particular friend, and also acknowledge myself, because there was an honest, vulnerable, authentic space that we created when we were communicating. And it took a lot of courage, which is really, really great. So I wanted to acknowledge that particular friend, and I wanted to thank her for reminding me that authentic communication and vulnerable, authentic communication is really the key to feeling less overwhelmed. So that's the first answer to the question is, if you're feeling overwhelmed, look at the relationships in your life and look at, just choose one particular person that you're feeling very overwhelmed with at the moment, and see if it is possible to create a safe space where you can authentically express what is going on from both sides. Because remember that we have you, and then we have the other person, and we have your perception, and we have their perception, and then what we have is the truth, which is very often in the middle, and it's about, sharing both sides so that both of you can see the different person's perspective. So that's the first bit of advice that I wanted to give you if you're feeling overwhelmed, is look at your relationships and look at, one, being authentic with yourself. I think that's the hardest, is we sometimes not authentic with ourselves, and two, then have that authentic conversation with the people around you. And then the second answer to the question is really just having a heart of gratitude. So last night I had the most incredible fun, and it was really, really amazing. And I felt #blessed to be in that space and have so much fun. And that's the second answer to the question is, look at where you are being blessed in your life. Look at the people in your life that are blessing you. Look at the situations around you. Look at where you live. Look at your life from the space of gratitude, and really begin to acknowledge that which is going well. if you're anything like me, what we do is we see, we get caught up in all the negatives, don't we? But I want to encourage you today is to look at all the areas in your life that are going well, where you are feeling blessed. And this is the second thing I'd like you to do today, is to look at the people in your life that are blessing you, and look at the people in your life that you are grateful for, and reach out to them today. Just give them a little message and say, I'm really, really grateful for you being in my life. And then send them that message. So if you're feeling overwhelmed today, and if you're wanting to know the answer to that question, in summary, there's 2 things that I'd like you to be. So if you want to be a thrivalist every day, if you want to be in your inner feminine power and passion, 2 things. 1, be in the space of gratitude always. Be grateful and acknowledge the people in your life that you are grateful for. And 2, always be authentic with yourself and authentic with other people. Thanks so much for watching. Have a powerful and passionate day, guys. Remember to give me a comment below. Tell me hi, tell me where you are watching from so I can get to know you. And also, any question that you have, write the questions in the comments below so I can answer those in our lives moving forward. Thanks so much for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye. Finish.